So I have to film one YouTube video a week, right? And I was going to go film a Mario breakdown. I was about to start building the Mario board. I was going to do this. I was going to do that. But I started to realize every single person in the info space is building these Mario boards, doing these Mario board breakdowns, doing these sit-down breakdowns, and not really showing like a lot of the day-to-day. So that's what I'm going to do today, doing something a little bit different, because how can I do the same thing as everyone else and expect a different result? How can I become an industry leader by doing the same things everyone else is doing? Right. So yeah, essentially today we're running 2 webinars. It is obviously a Sunday, which is the best day for a webinar. One webinar is in 2 hours, one's in 4 hours. I'm moderating and managing both, as well as the sales teams. Essentially this morning I've just been setting up all the tech, making sure everything's working within the Slack channels and the Discord channels, and then also making sure obviously all the automations, backend systems, and the presentation is 100% dialed. So yeah, I'm going to call the setter up, make sure he's all good to go, and then eat some of the food that I just bought down there. And then, yeah, gonna basically show you guys exactly the process we follow when it comes to running webinars.
Sup, brother? How's it going?
Yo, what's good, bro? You ready for the Webby?
Yeah, bro.
Let's go.
Already psyched for it, bro.
Fuck yeah, let's
Make
go.
some money, bro. No, that's sweet, bro. That's sweet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get through some bios now before that comes up, and then I'll smash it out.
Awesome, bro. Love to hear it. Let's crush it.
Easy,
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Good, man.
See ya.
Sweet
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, guys. Set a call over as you guys just saw. Gonna eat some food. As you can see, if you look at some of my old vlogs, bro, all I did, I looked at them. It just looks like I'm fucking eating food, which is crazy. But have actually been working a lot today. Obviously jumping on calls, doing different things, as you just saw there. But yeah, gonna eat this food because I'm fucking starving. And we will get into the next task, or I guess I'll show you what we actually do for webinars, pre-Webby, and then I'll show you me moderating them later in the day, I guess. All right. Just got my password wrong on my fucking computer, so I'm gonna type that in. Bro, what the hell? All right, so 30 minutes before our Webby, or our first Webby of the day. First Webby starts at 4 p.m. NZ time. This offer is like a publishing offer that we're running at the moment. Actually, an insane like offer with pretty wild service delivery. Like we're very, very good at what we do when it comes to the service delivery side of things. I'm literally getting a call from him now. I'm going to jump on a Google Meet with him, go over some things. This is our second Webby for this client, we kind of like publish the offer, so we own the offer with him. So yeah, that should be fine and sick. But yeah, gonna run up a call with him, go through everything, make sure he's all good, and yeah, go over things, make sure we're all good to go, and yeah, we should be chilling. But gonna send him the link now, get him on this meet, see what he's feeling, see his thoughts, and hopefully we can absolutely smash it. Last Webby we ran at like a 5x ROAS for this client, so as long as we can do better than that this time, we should be good. So yeah, I'll show you on call, and yeah, we should get our thoughts and feelings before we get on there. But yeah, I know a lot of info is like very scammy, right? Like a very like scammy business, or like lots of people associate it with scams. But to be honest, it's actually really, really good. Like if you've got dialed service delivery, you genuinely change lives. Like yesterday, one of the people that I've been doing for a month landed a multi 6-figure a year role. Like guaranteed multi 6 figures a year, which is insane. After a month, no qualifications, nothing. So actually insane. But yeah, I will jump on this call because he's waiting for me. You excited? Bro, I'm hyped. This should be really good. Alright, so 50 minutes into the Webby now. Didn't perform as good as I thought it was going to perform. Honestly, this is a publishing offer, so like it's my own money going down the drain if we don't be profitable. We should be profitable. Still had really, really good retention rates, but not the show rate I wanted to get. Now, how am I going to improve this and how are we going to get better now? It's essentially going to be just increasing the Hammer Them spend, more pre-call emails, and then also looking at getting something like Cortana or Hyros to essentially track back end as well, so we can see ROAS and show rates on specific ads, not just our front end metrics as well, because we are using UTMs right now where we can see applications and stuff, but it's not a very good sample size, I guess you can say. So we're not really getting enough people through just to be able to tell exactly what's going on and what's not going on. So yeah, that's essentially that side of things. Got the next Webby in 2 hours, or an hour and 10 minutes, sorry. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, going to keep ripping the Q&A on this Webby, see how he handles things, see what things kind of look like, and then improve for our webinar on Wednesday for this client. But yeah, let me keep you guys up to date with things. And this is honestly just the raw reality of things. Like, not everything's sunshine and rainbows. You don't always win. Not every webinar is going to be an absolute killer. And not every webinar is going to, be extremely profitable. But you can make the most out of webinars and see how things go and see how things improve. But we will be back this time Wednesday, improving, getting better, doing our thing. So yeah, hopefully this gives you guys some honest insight that obviously, even with everything optimized, there are still variables at play, especially when it comes to running webinars that are, somewhat hard to control, but we do control them as much as we can, try to mitigate the issues as much as we can and improve things from there. Okay, boys, half an hour before second Webby starts, 5:30 p.m. NZST, starts at 6 p.m. Just been fixing up the presentation and doing some unforeseen things that have happened in business. Like, shit always happens, right? Problems, issues, tech issues, show rate issues. Not everything's exactly how you think it is or how it should look like, and that is okay. That is what it is. But that being said, this Webby should do well. First Webby for this client ever. So again, nerves, not really. Little bit, not heaps. Registrants were about at KPI what we thought we were going to be at. Ads literally just turned off half an hour ago, so we should be good. Going to keep people in the WhatsApp group chat, making sure that is essentially good, and then continue my review on this first Webby on what potentially went wrong and what potentially went right as well, and where we can improve next time. Obviously, I've got to wait until the calls that we've actually booked. I think we booked like 10, 15 calls. See how those calls actually go, see what happens with them, see if we can, I guess you can say, make a positive return on ad spend from them. If we can, we review, we improve, we implement. If we can't, we do a deeper review, see what went wrong and see why we went from, maybe a 4 to 5 extra hours, which was on the first one, to, maybe a 2, 1 extra hours, or 0 extra hours, whatever we want to call it, on the second one. But again, this is just what happens in business. Like, things go well and things go poorly. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see how much money we can make. We'll see how we can cook. And yeah, I will chat to you guys very, very shortly, probably when we're actually going live with this webinar, but I'm jumping on with the creator in about 2 minutes. This is an actual offer that we're kind of like operating for, I guess you could say, basically just doing sales and marketing for it, as well as back end. So yeah, going to jump on with the client, make sure he's good to go, make sure he's happy with things, make sure we're going to rip and go crush this Webby, and yeah, make the end of this week good so we can boost August and really, really push this month as hard as possible for clients and for the agency as well. Obviously, I'm filming way more content and we're running way more ads across clients as well. Every single client except one we're running paid media for as well, whether it be webinars, call funnels, DM funnels. That's kind of everything at the moment, but I'll chat to you guys soon. Alright, boys, second Webby is about to start. I'm going to keep the name of the client, obviously blurred out and everything like that, make sure they can't be seen, just keep it confidential and make sure people have their privacy protected, but essentially just waiting for them to join, and then we can get started. This should be a great Webby. Look forward to it, and really, really excited to see how it goes, and yeah, really get things pumping. Alright, boys, running the second Webby so far, completely cold traffic as well. I'm not going to show the client just for client privacy reasons, but this is a pretty small Webby that we're running. Got a 36% show rate so far, and 46 people in the room right now. Obviously, Webby Jam show rates can kind of be like a little bit bullshit because it will say 46 live attendees, but the max people you had in the room was maybe 50 or 43 or 39. So the show rate isn't really true. How to tell the true show rate? Go into the engagement graph, look at the live webinar stats, and then see, and then divide that by the registrants. You got a percent there. So yeah, running the second Webby will let you know how it goes. Looking really, really good. Some good people coming through. And some higher quality leads, which is always great to see. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated on everything, and we will get cooking on the second webinar. Really, really good. Hopefully we can end this week off strong. And I'm genuinely pumped to see how things go today. Been a long ass day of work. Woke up, started work, started prepping for these webinars. First webinar's over. Dialers are dialing, closers are closing. Haven't had a deal come through yet, but we'll see how the night goes. Same here. We'll see how things go and see how things progress. But yeah, I'm super excited, super pumped, and ready to absolutely see how this goes. Especially because it's our first Webby. Let's crush it.
Right now, every one of those thoughts feels like they're protecting you. But a lot of the times, are they really?
Let's go. Okay, second Webby's over now. Had dinner. Pretty tired, to be honest. My eyes are cooked. You know, if you're in like the online space and you actually work, unlike a lot of people, you'll realize if you stare at a screen for like hours and hours in a row without any like glasses or anything, your eyes actually get fucking cooked. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, you know, if you know type of shit. But yeah, 2 Webbies over. Second Webby went much better than the first Webby. We actually exceeded KPI. Almost hit. I think we're at like almost a 45% show rate. I'll go into the stats. Probably like on like a screen recording at the end of the video. But like stats were looking really good, and they are looking really good. We've got a few good leads coming through. Got 2 calls on the calendar today. The rest tomorrow and Tuesday. Sunday, obviously Sunday evening. So yeah, like everything's looking smooth. Everything's looking good. Obviously, cash collected, we'll have to wait and see. Like sales cycles on that offer can be, you know, maybe 1-2 weeks even from that first sales call if we're not closing them initially, just because of the way the offer is and the way we're structuring it. But yeah, on top of that, everything else is really, really good. Everything went decently. Main constraint right now is going to be fixing show rates. Way we're going to do that is implementing Hammer Them, VIP upsells that actually incentivize people to show up as well as obviously running like more pre-call emails that are more engaging, not necessarily volume more, but more, I guess you can split tests on emails just to see what's working better and what's not working better, as well as probably implementing more SMS to everyone, just because SMS plays a huge role when it comes to that, simply because not everyone joins the WhatsApp group chat, and WhatsApp's not huge in every single country. In New Zealand and Australia, they're pretty big, but obviously outside of that, I'm not sure. So yeah, those are going to be the main things. Focusing on improving for this week. Probably going to run 2 pop-ups on either Wednesday, Tuesday, or Thursday, depending on that, to see how many more bookings we can get. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on everything. I'll let you guys know how things are looking and what's cooking and what's not cooking. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed like kind of like a more of a real day in the life type of thing, going through the nerves, going through the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, and everything like that. So yeah, I don't want to chat too much. Next clip's probably just going to be me speaking about the different stats, going over what we need to improve and improvements we're going to be making moving forward. But other than that, I appreciate you guys sticking around, appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, I'll probably film more of these because, again, Mario breakdowns are good, like I said at the start of the video, but everyone does them and I want to stand out. I want to be different. I want to be like a voice of difference, because I know a lot of the info space, people are trying to scam people are trying to do this, they're trying to do, you know, bad business, they're doing this, they're doing that. Horrible shit that, you know, the general market's starting to catch on to as well, which isn't good either for the info products that do that, which is why every single client I work with, I really, really pride myself on them having really good service delivery, and I vet the service delivery myself. Obviously, you're not going to have happy customers every single time, but we try and minimize that as much as possible by providing a good service. Plus, that makes the marketing and sales easier. So if you're watching this and you're like a general B2C consumer, or maybe you might have bought into one of the mentorships we've sold, if you genuinely give things a shot and you genuinely try, you will 100% see success. You've just got to stick it out. Right? You've just got to really stick it out, try things, and don't take things at face value. Obviously, if every single review's bad, that's showing you something. But if there are people getting genuine results and, you know, people really working, if they can do it, why can't you? Type of thing. So yeah, not too motivational, but hopefully that gives you some insight on the day. I'll show you like a review soon on both Webbies, and we will get to the next video, which will probably be, I don't even know, not tonight, but sometime soon. Alright, so I hope you guys have enjoyed everything so far. Here is going to be kind of boring. I'm going to go through the stats of each webinar, how each webinar went, positives, improvements, negatives, next steps, and everything like that. So, first webinar of the day, you can see our first Webbie right here, which we ran on the 26th of July. Essentially, we had 284 registrants, solely cold, 23.5% show rate, 67 live attendees. Our second webinar, which we ran today, oh, hang on a second. Well, our second webinar, which we ran today, essentially we had a 19% show rate. We had, let me have a look at our registrants. We had around 260 registrants, and our pitch retention was a little bit different as well. But again, I'm not bothered to switch it, so that is what it is. Now, positives. We had really, really good pitch retention, especially on this first webinar. You can see here is where we started to pitch, or like here is where we started to pitch, I believe. The rest was Q&A, which was really good. We had great booking rates. This webinar in particular, we had an over 40% booking rate. So from people who were live at pitch, essentially over 40% of them, I think it was like 42.5% of people, or 42.5% of people, or like 43 point something percent of people booked in a call, which was really good. We had really, really great chat engagement. Now, what I mean by chat engagement isn't just when people were dropping the ones and everything like that, but people were saying, yeah, I really enjoy this. This is great value. Awesome. Thank you for this a lot. And everything like that. But that's partly because of the way we represent ourselves or present ourselves on the presentation itself. These guys know they're getting pitched, permission to pitch, etc. Now, essentially, we have great lead quality and intent on these sales calls. So this webinar in particular, we had like a 5x ROAS. How did it? This week we will see how things go. But again, great lead quality and intent on the sales calls. So that was always good. Now, improvements we're going to make, especially from the second webinar and the feedback we've got, is essentially our cost per registration increased by 50%, right? Which was probably because of a range of things. The biggest thing being we didn't have enough funnel diversity within our content. So what I mean by that is essentially we didn't have enough bottom of funnel, or we had too much bottom of funnel. We didn't have enough middle of funnel and top of funnel content. Essentially with this, we were really targeting very, very in-market people who are very problem aware, which worked really well in the first webinar. But the second webinar didn't really work as well, simply because we just weren't nurturing these guys enough, which probably led to our lower show rates as well. Now, obviously, overall lower number of registrants, even though we ended up spending more, simply because the 50% increase from that. And then also the show rates on the webinars themselves. We need to improve that. How are we going to improve that? There's a few things. We're going to obviously implement things like VIP upsells / order bumps, SMS. We're going to also implement some hammer them actually, as well as some different like secret sauce, I guess you can say, that we're going to be cooking up and implementing both on a marketing and a sales side to increase stats around the board. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many calls you book, it's really your ROAS at the end of the day, especially when running cold webinars, just like the one that you guys can see on the screen now. Now, next steps. What are we going to do next? Essentially, we're going to implement an order bump. We're going to add new angles and different kind of funnel creatives associated to different stages in the funnel with our creatives. We're going to change the front end messaging up a little bit, I believe, just because our kind of total addressable market, we've probably gone through quite a few of them with our ads, simply because the country we're running these ads in, New Zealand, are pretty like low CPMs and not many people. So we run through the whole audience pretty quickly. So we are going to be doing that and implementing things like that as well. In terms of SMS, we're also going to be implementing that, and you're probably going to be like, Oscar, why the fuck do you not have SMS? All the US offers that you're running webinars for, you have SMS on, you do this, you do that on. Why don't you have it? It's simply because it's New Zealand, and New Zealand's a lot harder to get at the kind of, I guess you could say, things that the requirements you need, right, are very, very different in New Zealand than the US. Now, we're also going to get Hyros for getting deeper funnel info, not just so we can see like what ads are booking calls, but the ROAS per call. And the cost per acquisition on each individual ad is going to be super, super useful as well. We do have like a call tracking thing right now, but Hyros is just going to be great because we can implement that into the ad account and the campaign learning as well as the overall ad account learning, especially with those deeper funnel metrics like booked calls, like ROAS, like everything like that. So we can actually optimize and get spend going towards creatives that are giving us that ROAS and giving us that low cost per acquisition with a high intent lead, which is decent quality, right? And then obviously more ads and formats, run more ads, marketable brand says it, everyone like imitates it. Just running more ads is going to help a lot as well, but not just running ads for running ads. We're going to obviously diversify the depth of content and ads we've got on that front end of the funnel, and also obviously adjust our messaging a little bit to suit. On top of that, we ran our second webinar today, which you guys saw. So essentially second webinar, lower registrations, but really, really good show rates, good live attendees. You can see here, it doesn't really matter about the registrants when you've got a really good show rate on cold traffic, which was like literally up to 58% total, or 48% total, sorry. Obviously, as you guys know, this isn't like true show rate at like any point of the thing. This is just total registrants that have, came and left. And you can also see, obviously, everything there is decent. Now, positives, almost a 50% show rate on somewhat cold traffic, or mostly cold traffic, which is really, really good. Really, really good pitch retention, like insane. After this, like initial like 5-10 minutes, insane pitch retention. Like, we didn't duck below that kind of 40 viewer mark until, you know, post pitch. And this was even post pitch here. The reason why it slacks off this much is because we got the wrong Webinar Jam plan. We didn't get the $99 one. We got the $49 one. So it ended after an hour, even though we upgraded halfway through. Long story, but essentially we had to go into another live room for the Q&A, which was another 25 minutes. The stats on that look the exact same as this. So not too bad, not too shabby there either. Now, obviously almost 50% show rate, great pitch retention. Engagement within the webinar was really, really good. Arguably, the engagement in this webinar here was better than this webinar because of the way we presented ourselves and the angle we were going for on our creatives as well. Now, cost per registration was really, really solid as well, like really good, like stayed really low. So I think it was like it averaged out at around $12 cost per registration Australian, which is like $6 to $7 in New Zealand, or in the US, sorry. Now, improvements we're going to be making. We're going to be sharpening the pre-Webby promo. What that means is dialing and seeing what emails the audience responded well to, what they didn't respond well to, and then kind of adding more of the ones they responded well to, or figuring out why they responded well to those ones, and then implementing that. Doing a lot of feedback looping throughout not just the emails, but you know, our ads, you know, landing pages, thank you videos, funnel videos, everything that you can think of. Obviously, going to get in a better Webinar Jam plan as well, and then also improve pre-Webby promotion and overall ad angles based on results of the first. Obviously, we're still taking calls. We literally ran this webinar like 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, not even that, like 3 hours ago. So again, going to be kind of getting more feedback from that and adding to these, as I said. And then also next steps, we're going to be increasing or adding the order bump, and then also increasing our creative output based on the performance of this first one, obviously, and then also obviously running new landing pages to increase our opt-in rates. Again, this is a problem we've faced on both on both of these. We've seen like between 10 and 15% opt-in rates, which is really, really low. Like this first Webby was all right. The second Webby we ran, I think like at one point it was like 9%, which essentially means like in 100 people that see the landing page, 9 people register, which is absolutely atrocious. So if we can do things like doubling our opt-in rate by maybe changing our landing page copy, or just dialing things in on the front-end messaging side of things, we will be able to get way cheaper cost per registration. And on top of that, we'll be adding order bumps and different things like that with our messaging to essentially attract better traffic. Our cost per registration is just going to go down a lot, and our cost to acquire a customer will go down a lot, simply because we're just getting more people through the door that are of the same quality, if not any better. So fixing opt-in rates is going to be something that we're going to be doing on both of these Webbies the week moving forward. Now, how do we kind of make the most out of a Webby and make the most out of every single registrant, out of all 200 registrants and out of all 135 registrants? Essentially, we're going to be running pop-up events probably for this one, definitely for this one, on either Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on when we run out of calls. And then on this one, we're going to be running a pop-up maybe Wednesday, Thursday, just depending on where the creator is at, as well as obviously where we are at with cash collected on the funnel and everything like that. And hopefully with this client, we're going to be moving to weekly Webbies twice a week before the end of the month. So that should be good as well. I'm going to push for multi six figures this month, or 6 figures this month for this client, and then probably high 5 figures for this client as well this month, simply because their ticket is nice and big, so it doesn't really, it won't take many deals to get into the multiple 6 figure a month range, which is pretty easy, pretty stock standard. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, scaling a few little offers up, smaller offers that I want to show you guys and just document it a little bit more. If you guys enjoyed, you enjoyed it. If you didn't, you didn't. But you will subscribe, and I'll see you next time. The next video might be a fucking Mario video, who knows? I mean, I did say I don't want to film a Mario video. Here I am speaking on this camera for 10 minutes about a Mario, breaking it down. But again, just a good tool for explanation. Glad you guys enjoyed. And if you're watching at the end, comment Summit Scaling, and I know you're a real supporter. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon.